Breaking the sub-6 barrier might seem very daunting, but is absolutely achievable. In this tutorial, I'll share some great tips and steps you can follow to get sub-6 in no time. Firstly, hardware. Preferably use Skewb or MoURS if you have a lower budget. Solving method. You should be using SARS Intermediate. You should be pretty comfortable with it. And maybe look onto some SARS Advanced cases, especially like the pure peanuts. Like these are really good to look onto because like these cases are 3 sledges, but it would usually be like 5 for SARS Intermediate. So look into some of these SARS Advanced cases. Alright, let's start off with first layer. You should be planning a full layer in your 15 seconds of inspection time, and they should be 6 moves or less every solve. So with layers now, you should be able to see some patterns, like this case for example. You should know the best way to solve it, just like that, and you should have some good finger tricks for it. This comes down to practicing, just doing like untimed solves and learning these cases from another video, which I'll link in the description. Elias did a great job on those optimal first layer cases. A few other tips is to not rotate more than once during your layers. You shouldn't rotate at all really, but there are some tricky layers that you will have to rotate for. And another thing is during inspection, while you plan your layer, imagine doing it in your head. Like just imagine, picking the Skewb up, doing the layer, and that will increase the speed that you do the layer, and also make your transition more fluid into last layer. With SARS Intermediate, you have 2 ways of solving, the opposite layer. So you can either do sledge, hedge here, or hedge, hedge, right? Like that. And for this specific case, you have one opposite center, meaning if you do sledge here, you will get a Z-perm, which is bad. So if you do hedge, hedge here, you'll get a U-perm. Similar thing applies to this case. You have one solved center, right? And if you do sledge hedge, you'll get Z-perm again, which is bad, so just do hedge hedge there. Now for H-perms and Z-perms. You should swap to Naug at this point, or for H-perm you can get away with a sledge, Y2 hedge, Y2 sledge. It's not too bad. But if you want to use an alg, I recommend doing this one. And then for Z-perm, you should do this algorithm. B, then D-perm like that. And then you take this corner out, and then rotate back. Last 2 moves. So another thing you should be looking into is hedge cancel and sledge cancel. So for this case, you would solve it like hedge, hedge, right? But if you look at the moves you're actually doing, you're canceling, right? You actually get to cancel. So for hedge cancel, I like to do it like this. And then sledge cancel, similar thing. It's this case, and hold from here. Now, about finger tricks. So, you should have some good finger tricks for first layer. Should experiment with these two moves with mostly wrist moves, and or like flicks. And then if you're solving this case, you want to be able to solve it like that. For B moves, or U moves, you want to be pretty comfortable with doing these flicks, right? So if you have, this case, or like this case, you can solve it like that instead of rotating or doing some weird finger tricks. Knowing these tips, the way I recommend you to practice is to first do untimed solves. These are really helpful in finding more efficient layer solutions and better finger tricks for them. Another way of practicing is to practice your pickups and layer solutions. So not many people actually do this at a lower level, but it's really useful because it makes the start of your solve a lot faster and more fluid as well. This makes your whole solve a lot better. Now onto some example solves. This is the first scramble. Looking at it, oof. Yeah, at about like a sub 6 level, I'd do this layer. So I can see these two pieces solve like this, but then you can cancel into twisting that corner. So like that. And then over here, it's pretty nice. You can do hedge instead of sledge. That way you don't have to rotate. So you can do hedge, hedge. You know, rotate this way, U-perm. That's solve 2. Okay, blue has a really nice formula layer. Can solve this corner into the back with one move. And then these two corners, you should know this case. Just 3 moves. And then, yeah, we got a pretty bad case. You know, just sledge, hedge, or however you like it. And then U-perm. Third solve. Yeah, I mean, blue's not too bad. Although this layer is a bit harder to spot. You can do one move here, insert this corner. So, you know, execute like this. And then B prime like that. Now, just, you know, do a pretty neat last layer. Okay, fourth solve. There's a formula layer on blue and on yellow as well. In this case, probably won't be one looking, so I would choose yellow because that would be the faster layer for me. And then next we get the double sledge case, so we could do this, but double sledge. This is the bare finger trick. And then rotate over and do U-perm. Alright, last solve now. Here, there's a pretty cool layer on yellow that you should probably learn. You have this corner and this corner. If you just twist it in its spot, this corner rotate that way, meaning it's a one move insert. So yeah, pretty neat finger tricks. Can rotate over, do a sledge, and then U-perm. Pretty nice. Thanks for watching.